We love a good challenge,
Yes,
right? We
my
work hard, but
gosh.
a local woman has taken her workouts to a new level.
Oh my gosh, last weekend Mariah Prussia trained with the Navy SEALs.
This is insane, and it doesn't
This is crazy.
seem real, and she wanted to do it. No, she likes the challenge.
I love it though. I love that you did it.
And yeah, we can live through you.
We are going to live through you for sure. So, all right, you described this challenge as not only physical, but spiritual and emotional. Tell us a little bit about that.
You bet. It's amazing. You know, we don't know what our full potential is until we're pushed to those limits. And far too often we coast. So whether it's fitness, whether it's professional, personal, we just kind of coast in life. So with going through this 12-hour crucible, being the only female, initially, I was like, this is great. I was excited. I was excited for the challenge. But you were able to see where people were at mentally going through it. So it was awesome, you guys. I've never been so cold in my entire life because of the fact it was 30 some degrees, overcast, windy, and before we transitioned, whether it was running, push-ups, going through the PT grinder, to the Murph, to rucking in the hills, every single time we were going through ice baths where you had to dive in head first, pop back up, dive right into the next one. And literally, you're shivering the entire 12 hours that you're doing the crucible.
Where exactly were you?
I was in Temecula, California, so we were up in the mountains, and I met a lot of great people. And the key thing that Mark Divine was saying was, here's the thing, is if you are feeling pain, you are in your own ego. You need to step outside of your ego and recognize that you are here for a team. Every single person in the team is feeling, whether it's cramping, whether it's fatigue, whether it's some type of pain, so you're not alone. Step out of your pain, step into their pain, and it'll take your mindset off of what you're feeling so that you can help other individuals push through the crucible.
Now, you said there's quite a few people. You were the only woman, and there was a, kind of a, I don't know, familiar name. Can you talk about some of the people who were in this group with you? Some people we don't know, but there was one person you did tell me that people may recognize.
I can't share his name, but the cool thing is he was actually doing the 50-hour crucible. So when we combined together, we were in squadrons where we were learning how to protect wounded individuals on stretchers. So he was one of our leaders where we were going up and down the mountains where he had already been 36 hours in to his crucible. Well, it happened to be one of the bachelors. So he was one of the first bachelors on the show that didn't ask somebody to marry him. But I tell you what, working with him was absolutely amazing because he led our squadron. And in these challenges, we're taking and carrying people literally up the mountain, down the mountain. And he led the way, and we were able to, our team was able to take first multiple times during that crucible.
I'm sure he was fun to follow no matter what.
Good point.
Good
I want
point.
him on my team for more than one reason.
Yeah. So I want to know, though, seriously, Mariah, now I know you said you were really cold, and that would be really hard for me too. But what do you think was like the toughest part of this whole experience?
I would say that the toughest part was I wasn't sure if we were going to be able to have lunch, let alone I wasn't sure if we were able to actually use the restroom, because I had heard in the past is like whenever you're going through the ice baths, when you're wet, that's when you're going to the bathroom, like physically in your pants. But we were able to use the restroom. We had a 45-minute break where they did feed us. So if you've played sports in the past, usually the break is probably the hardest part, because now you have time to get into your thoughts. Mm-hmm. And sitting there and eating, like I said, it was so cold, you guys. I mean, like it was like this the entire time. So we would try to huddle together when we could just to have our forearms touch to receive body heat to try to warm up. So the mental piece was probably the most challenging, going from the break and then wondering what's next. But to get through it, you really have to focus on what is right in front of me. You can't focus on what's 3 hours from now. It's like literally taking one step at a time, and asking people how they're doing really did help the mindset to make sure that you're able to persevere through that challenge.
Mariah, we got to take a quick break, but we want you to stay with us a little bit longer. You're at peak physical condition. I mean, she's amazing.
Yeah,
but this
I
was more
could
than
see.
just being physically ready for it. We're going to talk to her a little bit more about the emotional part of this and if she did break and when.